Hey guys, welcome to this video. I am back in the Kettle Moraine State Forest Southern Unit to do some hot tent camping. I bought a new tent about 6 months ago, a hot tent, and I really love it. You've seen it in a couple of my previous videos. So finally the weather got cold enough where I can use a stove in it. So I'm gonna do it. I'm looking for a spot to pitch the tent and also for a dead tree so I can get some wood. I see a lot of dead trees here. The forecast calls for temperature of 13 Fahrenheit overnight. Right now it is 28 degrees. For those of you who are imperially challenged, and that would be the entire world except America, Liberia, and Myanmar. That means currently it's minus 2.2 Celsius, and overnight it's going to be about minus 10.5 Celsius. This is the Ice Age Trail, a 1,000-mile trail that goes through Wisconsin and Minnesota. And that way it's going north. I've done small portions of it, like a few miles. So it's an interesting trail. I'm still searching for a spot. Alright, I decided to set up right there. It's a very flat spot. But first, this is a dead tree, and it's going to make for good firewood, so I'm going to chop that down first. So my chainsaw stopped working. It's an electric chainsaw, so the battery is out of juice. So I just went to the gas station, got 2 bundles of wood, and I'll just use that. I didn't bring my buck saw. I forgot to bring it. There is the moon and there is Venus. It sure looks pretty. Here's home sweet home. I got this cot. It's really nice. It's extra wide. The stove is going. It's already warm in here. Let's see, I got a thermometer in here. Look, what does it say? It says 50. Right there, do you see? And outside is 21. I put the cheese tortellini on. I'm going to cover that and let it boil. And then I'm going to grill a steak on the stove. I'm going to put aluminum foil and put a grill on there and put a steak on it. So let's see how that works out. The aluminum foil is just to keep the grease off the stove. The tortellini is done, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Yay. This is my appetizer, and then I'll have the steak after this. But guys, it is beastly hot in here. It's 80 degrees right here at my level because all the heat is going up. The thermometer is midway down the tent, you see, and it's reading 72. That's typical in a hot tent, actually. The bottom is going to be much colder than the top because the heat rises. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our steak is done. It is medium rare. So let me put it on the cutting board. I'll eat off of that. That protects my knife when I'm cutting into it. If I cut into this and knife hits the grill, it's going to dull my knife. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, delicious. Yay. So, guys, thanks for being with me. Please subscribe, like, and share. I really would appreciate it. Life is good. Yummy. Well, guys, it's around 10:30ish, and I'm gonna go to bed. So I'll see you in the morning. I'm making a very interesting breakfast. It's just ham, Canadian ham and eggs in the iron skillet, cast iron pan. However, I'm baking bannock bread, which I made yesterday, in a makeshift oven on the wood stove, on top of the wood stove. This is a hack for an oven, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do tomorrow morning when I make breakfast. So let's see if it'll work. So stick around. Good night, guys. See you in the morning. Good morning, guys. It is 7:15. The sun rose at 7:11. The temperature is 12 degrees outside and 17 degrees inside the tent. There's a lot of frost on the walls of my tent, of course, to be expected. So, but that's all gonna dry out when I light the stove. So I'll just lay here for a few more minutes. It's very warm in the sleeping bag. This is my canvas Kodiak sleeping bag. It's rated for 0 degrees or -20. It has two parts. So there's one sleeping bag and also another part you put on top of it to get you to -20. It's a cool bag. So I'll get up in a few minutes, light the stove, make breakfast. I'm pretty hungry. And see if I can bake bread in this makeshift oven idea that I had. I'll show you. There's the sun rising. It rose about half an hour ago, but I can see it behind the trees now. Okay, here's my makeshift oven. I found these things at the Salvation Army store. These were like $1 each. And I immediately thought these would come in handy in cooking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on top of the stove, put this on top of that, put the bannock on top of the grill, and then put this over everything to capture the heat. And that should work. So let's give it a try. There we go, like that. Now let's put the pot over it. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. I think so. Here we go. It's bannock I made yesterday. It's just flour, baking powder, salt, dried cranberries, and dried cherries. Simple recipe. But I'll put the eggs over it, and eggs, bacon, and cheese over it. It'll be a nice open-faced breakfast sandwich. Breakfast is almost ready. I just put the cheese on. I'll give it about a minute or so to melt a little. The cherry cranberry bannock came out really well. That oven idea is a success. Breakfast, ladies and gentlemen. It is 8:13. So while I'm eating that, I'm boiling tea for coffee. And by the time I finish, the coffee will be ready. What did I say? I said I'm boiling water for coffee, not boiling tea for coffee. Duh. Well, here's breakfast. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, thanks for being with me, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm just going to eat this. Let's see how this is. The eggs and cheese. Yummy. Canadian bacon. Delicious. Basic, but good. And the bannock, look at that. That's great. Very slightly burned at the bottom, not much. It's got a nice crust to it. I'm telling you guys, this is heaven. Well, all packed up and ready to go. One gripe I have with all these companies that make this equipment, they always give you a bag that's too small. You can never fit that thing in once you've used it. Why do they do that? You know, I'll gladly pay $1 or $2 extra to have a bag that actually I can, you know, use without struggling to put the thing back in. Okay, end of rant. Well guys, thanks for being with me. Please share, like, and subscribe. I appreciate you watching my videos. Hope you enjoyed it. And see you next time.